morning, everybody. Welcome to, I guess this is now going to be the third episode of Vlogmas, but today is actually real time for me. It is Wednesday, December 3rd. I'm upstairs in my office office slash guest bedroom, and it is 10:25. I'm getting ready to go to my iron infusion. I have to leave in about 10 minutes or so. I'm looking out the window right now as I talk to you because it has started to snow a little bit. Not a lot, just flurries. I do not think we're supposed to get any amount. However, in the night last night, so like late, right as we were going to sleep, it started to snow, and we weren't really supposed to get snow. But we got enough that my husband had to get up a little early today and plow the driveway because he didn't want me to drive over it. For those of you who do not live in a snowy, cold region of the world, one of the things you learn quickly when you do is that if you get snow, you don't want to drive over it because it packs the snow down. And then if it gets really cold, which it is supposed to get really cold here in the next couple days, it just freezes solid and it becomes like this packed down layer of slippery snow, basically. So he wanted to kind of get that off the driveway, so that didn't happen. So he got up very early this morning at like 20 to 5. And when I say it's supposed to get cold, I think right now in the day it's about 19 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is supposed to be our high for the day. It's supposed to plummet. I think it's supposed to get like -9 or something or maybe even more than that. I don't even remember, but it was -9 to minus low teens Fahrenheit for our low tonight. And then tomorrow, I think it's only supposed to be a high of like 12 degrees or something. So definitely cold enough to make packed down snow a slippery mess. So anyway, I am rambling. I just wanted to pop in and say hello because on Wednesdays when I have my iron infusion, I don't always feel like chatting when I come home. I usually feel fine. At least I have been the last 3 weeks. The first week I had a harder time, but I usually just feel really tired and I want to nap. I want to eat my lunch because I usually get back. It takes me about 2.5 hours once you get there, and depends how long it takes them to find a vein that works. But I should be back around 1. I'll have some lunch, and I'll probably take some snippets of me knitting and chilling by the fire. That's usually what I do on Wednesday afternoons. So what I need to do right now is I need to download a Christmas movie because that's generally what I do. I find that if I download a movie instead of listening to an audiobook, I listen to it on my headphones, then the time goes a lot faster. That hour where I'm waiting for the medication to drip through the IV goes a lot faster. So I pretty much just sit there and I watch my movie and I drink my water and I bring some crackers because I'm gluten-free. They don't have snacks there that are gluten-free. So I bring some almond crackers along and I just sort of munch on that. And yeah, and then I'll be back. But I did want to show you before I download a movie here quick, I wanted to show you the next day for the Berry Fun Yarns Advent. I showed you yesterday. Let me see here now. I want to make sure I show you the right day. So we should be, I think day 4 is what I should be showing you, right? Day 4, where are you? Here it is, day 4. So I showed you the beginnings of my sledding hill scarf, and I think I have decided, though I haven't done anything yet. I'm hoping to do it this afternoon when I'm relaxing after my infusion. I think I am going to rip it out and I'm going to start it over. But I think I did a little math, and I think I only have to rip out the first or the second and third color, and I can keep the ribbing and just I think the same stitch count I figured will work. I'll just do one less repeat of the pattern and put those extra stitches on either side. So I will try that out later today. But today's today's colorway is called What's All This Boo-Hooing Going On? And it is yellows and blues And this scene where this quote comes from is very far at the end of the movie when, what is his name? I'm forgetting now. The head elf comes in, and Charlie is sad because he can't go with his dad for Christmas Eve. He needs to stay with his mom and stepdad. And the head elf comes in. Bernard is his name. The head elf comes in and he's like, what's all this boo-hooing about? What's going on? And this color, if you watch that scene, you might be like, where did she get that color from? The wall has this very pale yellow. And then I think the blue was, if it was either on the wallpaper or if it was on somebody's clothes. But that is where that color comes from. It's kind of blowing out a little bit with the brightness of the sun coming in my window. So, okay, so that is day 4. This should go up on the 5th. So tomorrow I can show you one more day because I am going to be a little bit ahead of you, and that'll be okay. So I won't ruin any surprises. But enough chatter. I am going to wrap this up, download my movie, and head out to the hospital where my infusion is done. So I will see you on the flip side. See you later, guys. Good morning, everyone. It is the morning of Friday, December 5th, and I was planning on wrapping up this 3rd episode of Vlogmas yesterday, but as I got into my Advent knitting more, I decided I wanted to, work on it more so I had more to show you, but also I ripped something out and started something else. So I wanted to get far enough along on that I could actually share it with you. So let me catch you up. So first off, I haven't done, I don't think I've done, let's see here what I've done. With my, Freckled Whimsy 24 stripe, I've kept up with one sock. So I have the first 5 days done on that sock. So I added in kind of a, let's see if I can make the light better here. I added in this, like, it's kind of hard to see. This stripe is more red, and this one has more of like a purpley pink hue to it. I might try to take a picture and put that in here for you so you can see that, but that's going well. Have my little Simply Serving gingerbread house on there. My son is practicing his piano. He picked the perfect moment to start that. So if you can hear that in the background, I apologize. Okay, the second one I've been working on is my Cozy Country Advent Scarf, which I still love, love, love. I am through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done 8 colors. And yesterday, you will have seen, I think I put a snippet in, I wove in all of the ends of the ones that I had done up. So that would be through color 7. Yesterday I did color 8. So that was a lot because there are a lot of ends. Like, look, this is just from one day. Although I did screw up on this one and I ended up having 2 extra ends because when I counted my rows, I thought I had done 3 and I'd really done 2. So what I want to tell you about this one, I love it. It is a beautiful pattern. Super fun to knit, very easy, very intuitive. Once you start working on it, I really felt like, or I feel like like it's not hard. Like it makes sense to me now. And I am not a super advanced crocheter, so I highly recommend the pattern. As far as the kit, I'm using the Polka Dot Creek Christmas Market 10-gram mini set with the 24 minis. I think I mentioned on the previous episode that my sparkle ran out, and I looked closer, and it is a different base. It is a 2-ply instead of, so I'm guessing it has 437 yards per 100 grams versus 463, and that little bit of a difference in the mini skein, just the like, what would it be? I think it's like maybe like seven yards difference is what's making it happen. So I showed you the first two. So then the third time I came up out of sparkle, that was this blue one here. You can see my ends I wove in on that side, but this one, I was really careful. I made very tiny ends, long enough to weave in, but not so much waste. So, and that time I turned out fine. I didn't need an extra. And then this one, I actually was sparkle too. I didn't realize right away, but I did okay with this one too. So I ended up having, let me see, these are my little scraps. I'm going to save them because I really want to make like a holiday wintry gnome. And so I'm going to use these to stuff. But that's how much of the sparkle I had left of the blue, and similar amounts of this like turquoise color. So that's going better. What my plan for the rest is whenever I come across a sparkle that I open, I'm going to go into my scraps and make sure I have some sort of color that's very similar that I could use for a little bit just in case I run out. And if I don't, I'm not sure what I'll do. Maybe I'll hold it back. I don't know. I haven't decided. This scarf is, I would say it's only about 1/3 of the way done right now. And it's already a good, I would say it's a good 3 feet almost. So I think it'll be plenty long if I have to skip a sparkle color here or there. So that's probably what I'll do if I don't have something to match, but I'd really like to use all of them just because they came as a set and they're so beautiful together. It's like a very like jewel tone, earthy kind of vibe going on, and I'm really liking that a lot. So those are those two. And then the third one that I was working on, you'll remember, was what I was calling the Sledding Hill scarf, and I was kind of creating that as I went with the Very Fun Yarns advent, and I was kind of having issues. I ripped it out many times trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to knit, what was bringing me joy. I went to go knit on it last night a little bit, and I wasn't excited about it. It wasn't the pattern, it wasn't the yarn, it was just the combination. And I think the fact that I have been loving my crochet project so much, I wanted to only knit on things that I loved as much or close to as much as I did my Cozy Country Advent scarf. So I went back to the drawing board and I pulled out some pattern ideas. And what I decided is that I really, really wanted to have the Surrey fluff. I really was excited about that. And I didn't put that in because if it's a pattern that I design, it just adds a lot of expense, right? It adds a lot of expense when you have to buy Surrey fluff. But I decided I'm not going to worry about it. Not every idea I have in my brain needs to be a pattern. And so I ripped it out. And of course, I'm in the middle of a row here. And I recast on the reading shawl. I think it's called My Reading Shawl by K.F. Jones from the Bakery Bears. And what I've decided to do in her pattern, she does like a mini skein, and then she has a solid color. And you're supposed to use like four skeins of like a neutral like main color. And I decided, because before when I was telling you about this, I just wanted all the colors to blend together. I didn't want to have like that break of a white or a neutral in between. So I am just holding an undyed Surrey fluff with my mini skein, and I'm just gonna, when one runs out, I'm gonna start the next one, and I'm gonna just go until it's done. And I think it's gonna be so much fun. So this is where I am so far. Again, I'll probably take a picture, but I've just gotten maybe like 1/3 of the way into my first day mini skein of that. So I'll keep working on that. And I do want to show you day 5. Let's see if I have this in here. Of the Advent Countdown Kit. Here it is. Day 5 is called, or I should say, yeah, the quotation from the Santa Claus movie is, you want me to take the toys down the chimney into a strange house in my underwear? And that's what Charlie's dad, Tim Allen, says to him when they're on the top of the roof. Because if you guys know this movie, and if you don't, you need to go watch it right now. If you know this movie, you know that they go out to see what the noise was, and Tim Allen is just in his boxers. And from there, everything happens and changes. So, but it is this greeny blue color. The color of his underwear in this section had this greeny blue vibe going on. So, but that is the color for today, day 5. Whoops, I'm losing things. So the plan for the day today is I'm gonna I've edited everything so far from Tuesday and Wednesday. Wait, no, Wednesday and Thursday. Ugh, it's been a week. Wednesday and Thursday. It's all ready. I just have to add in this little snippet for you and maybe a few other little tidbits. And then I'm going to upload that up to YouTube for today. And then this weekend, tomorrow, my husband and I are driving back to Wisconsin. My son, who is the dancer, has a performance tomorrow night. So we are going to go see that and stay overnight there because the show starts at like 7:30 and it's 3 hours away. So we're going to do that. And then we'll come back Sunday. So I'll take you with me. I'm sure there'll be lots of knitting. My plan for the weekend is to finish my gift knits. I am almost done with the mitts. I have just a little bit at the top, maybe like 6 rows, and then I have the thumbs to do, and I'll be done with those. And then also, I just have 1 sock left. I finished the cuff, and I'm on the leg. So I'm not going to show you those because there's not much exciting to show you, but I will show you them as soon as I finish them. So I'm hoping to finish those by the time we come back with the drive back on Sunday, or at least really close, because it would be really nice to just knit on my Advent things and to pull out my Sweet Shop blanket, which I did pull out yesterday because I added some little mini skeins to it, and I'm really excited to work on that too. So that is the plan. I also have to do some tidying here in my office because you can't see very much of it, but it is a hot mess right now. My desk is full of yarn from projects that I started and didn't finish. There's stuff on the floor, and so I'm gonna clean, vacuum, and then I have to get to work on Christmas cards because I am making Christmas cards this year. So that little tidbit will probably be in the next episode you see, which will probably come out Monday morning, I'm thinking. But I hope you are all well. It is actually just starting to snow here again. We have been getting a lot of snow. I was actually out shoveling snow drifts for about an hour and a half this morning. I thought it was going to be a half an hour project, but it was an hour and a half. But it was okay. It was my exercise for the morning, and it felt good to be able to shovel, to feel strong enough and healthy enough to shovel like that. So anyway, I'm rambling. I will see you in a couple days. Have a lovely weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.